I'd say the easiest thing to do is to just take a mod I made and just, like I'm about to do the same thing to make something new. You just, instead of starting all the way over, you got something to work with already, meaning the files. So I'll call this mod tire 2. It's going to go in the unpacked folder. Alright, and then in tire 2, I got to go into mod info and change the info here to the name of the new mod, which is tire 2. You can just put your name right there, save it, and then I got to go out of there, change this folder's name to tire 2. So the other mod's called tire, so this is tire 2. And then inside of here, you'll replace, I'll get to that later. I want to use these same assets, these same textures. Save some time. So the model's going to change. Rather than try to make one of these from scratch, which I guess I could, it wouldn't take long. We'll just make a cylinder and rotate it. So this one's going to be a lot wider. It's going to be one crazy looking tire. And just to make it a little rounder on the end, let's pick a face and I did that wrong. Alright, now I gotta see, extrude just a bit. I don't know what I'm thinking with that bevel. Now just do this on the other end. And I'm just hitting S to scale that and then extrude. It don't look like that in. That's close enough. Alright. Now to make this easier to texture, I'm just going to pick all the, turn on this X-ray, pick all these polys except for the ends. The ends I'll do separate, and I'll say mesh, separate by selection. Now I can give this a texture. I'll go back to object mode, pick this, and I think I just called the other one tire. Let me see, tire underscore D and tire side. Okay, tire underscore D, and pick the image. See. course, this isn't going to go on there right. So it has to be, you have to edit the UVs to get it to, you just hit A to get all of them, and you can see that they're not on there right, so you just rotate them. And I'm going to see what's going to happen if I try to just, there we go. So now we just got like one very wide super tire. Super tread. Alright, back to the other object, which is the ends. Tire side. You know that's wrong. Alright, so let me see if this will fix it. UV cube projection. Oh, I gotta hit A to select all. Yep. But it's just not quite. A little black around the edge there, so I gotta edit that UV. Just scale it. Hit A and scale it down like that. So this will be our new tire. Now keep in mind, this is the model. This isn't actually the what's actually going to be touching the car. So I could make this even a little better, the model a little better, by like actually cutting some grooves in there. Like add let's see, a mesh, a torus. Rotate it. Alright, now this is only being used to cut out part of it. It's not actually going to be part of it. It's just used to like cut into these little, where these like little whatever you call them. You know what I'm talking about. Little things inside of there. So we'll go to Boolean, and we'll, with the wheel pick, then we'll pick this, and it should cut a little rut in there. If we get up close, you can see it. So that's kind of like what I was thinking. But damn, that's a lot of them. You can hit Shift D to duplicate stuff, and I'm just using my keys to move them. G moves. So if you hit G and Y, it'll move just left and, well, Y always follows the green line. X follows the other line, this one. you were to say GX, it'd go that way, or Z, it'd go that way, or Y, it goes that way. Once you get the hotkeys down, it saves you a lot of time making stuff. I should be able now to copy all those. I would think these are all just fit perfectly now. That it. Now I'll link them all together as one object. Now when I do this procedure, it'll do them all at one time. Alright, now we are done with this thing. And we got our little cuts in our tire. You could do this too, like in here, make this more 3D if you really want to take the time to do all that. I'm not going to do that though, but you could if you wanted to. That's an awfully light tread there, but it'll work. Alright, so we're going to pick it up out of the, we're going to pick it up so it's not in the ground. Oh yeah, I forgot. Got to attach these back together so that they're one object. Alright, and we'll just call this tire 2. We don't need a light or a camera, so we'll get them out of here. And like I said, get this out of the ground. The ground is the red or green line, depending on which way you're looking at it. Alright, so I'll save the file. Let's call it tire 2. Alright, now we have to make the Jbeam, the actual thing that has the physics, which is going to be a cylinder just like that, but it'll be more simplified. Add mesh cylinder, rotate it. Oh wow, damn it, let me do that again. Add mesh cylinder, and then down here it's not going to be 32 faces, that's for sure. If you can see it, that's 8, that's 9, 10. I'm not sure how many I did on the other. I maybe do a little more on this one. I'll do 12 on this one, 12 sides. A little better surface area. Alright, then this needs to be, think of this as an ice cube. And the tire is what's frozen inside the middle. That's one way you can think about how a Jbeam works. So you want to encapsulate it. I'm not exactly sure how much leeway there is until it starts to, like, what I call polygon bleed, where it looks like the polygon is just stretching into infinity. Because basically this works better if you look at the wireframe mode of this object. It's like it's got vertices, like these little vertices here, and they say if these, the closer they are to the other object, the mesh, the less deforming it'll have. Where it, now I don't mean deforming like when you wreck and it bends. I'm talking about deforming in an unnatural way that isn't intended. But anyway, I'm not going to get into all that. I don't even really know how to explain it well. bit more. All right, there we go. All right, now here's the part that you'll need to really see. All right, I'll show you the outside here. Now, this is going to spin. You ever seen them hot dogs in the gas station that they've been cooking all day? Well, actually, no, that's a little different. Them are the ones that are on the roller. You ever seen how they have like a rack of like a lamb meat at like one of them Euro wrap places? How they got that stick, that thing going through it, and it just rotates on that stick. Well, that's what we got to basically do with this. So you make a knife here, and you connect two of these vertices and hit enter, and then you crisscross here and hit enter. And what that'll do is it'll give us a node right there. We can tell that node to be fixed. That way it will not move. It will only rotate on its axis. So that is exactly what we just did with that. All right, the next step, save the file. I'm going to go to object mode, pick nothing, then pick this object again, go into edit mode. This is something I had to do to figure out how to keep it from crashing. Hit A, because it don't always crash, but it does it less if you come in here and do this and then back out of edit mode, like right away. This part here, mesh Jbeam nodes connector, this is what reinforces it, right? And I found like the more you do in here after you do that, the more likely it'll crash unless you go back to object mode and pick something else, and then you come back to it. It don't tend to crash as much, which it ain't gonna crash now, but I don't know. But anyway, this is finished. I don't have to name it, give it any specific node name for any of these nodes, because this is the only object. So I'll just give it a prefix of A, and you'll see where that A will come in. So now we have to export. Oh, damn it, I forgot something. We've got to go back to edit mode and triangulate faces. Alright, back to object mode. Now we can export the Jbeam. Oh shit, I didn't even look to see how big this damn thing's going to be. You can't scale it once you make it, not without redoing it. So it's better before you export to know the size it's going to be in the game. Where's it down? Yeah, see, that's way too damn big. That's the hopper there. So let me just scale that. Oh, I don't know. What if I did leave it like that? Kind of buried it into the ground. Maybe it would work. Let's try it. You can always just dig a hole and like a ditch and stick it in the ground some, so when a car hits it, you know, it's just hitting the part that isn't going to make it like hit a wall. It'll be more like a speed bump. So you pick this object, the cylinder, and we'll just call this Jbeam. Make it so it's not confusing, and export it. So it exported the Jbeam. Now we got to export the DAE file that goes with it. I'm just double checking my texture names. Export DAE, and it's going to go in that folder. Overwrite the old tire. Selection only. And the textures are already in there, so You want to do selection only because you got other object that isn't intended to be part of the mesh. And there it goes. So now we load the Jbeam into here for the old one and edit it. We'll go to that exported folder, and there is the one we just exported. Open Notepad++ and drag it in there. Alright, now we'll load the other tire in here. Alright, we'll click this and left click and drag and say move to other view. Alright, so this is the tire that I already uploaded, which is going to be tire 2 now. The only thing that's going to change is the mesh is called tire 2, which if you look in here, that's what it's called, tire 2. That's what it's asking for right here. The group doesn't have nothing to do with this little letter A I just wrote. That's not the same thing. You can call this group whatever you want to call it. That doesn't matter. That letter A, this is where you see that at. And the reason why that you give it a letter is if you have multiple things can't share the same number, so you give it a prefix so that they're all separate. That's how it knows which object's which. Like different parts to a car, for example, none of them will have the same number, so they'll have different ones because they'll have a prefix so they can have unique numbers. So the first thing we come to is the nodes, which are basically vertices. We delete them, delete the old ones out, which basically you have a vertice and you have an X, Y, and Z. But you don't have to know what all of them X, Y, and Z are. The exporter does that for you. I mean, if you really like, you know, you could really sit there and write down every single one of them and manually enter them, but who the hell wants to do that? Alright, so the easiest thing to do is just take them from the exporter and drag them into here. So we're calling this model Group A, and see this is where the Group A is. Now all these nodes are fixed equals false. So the ones that need to be fixed, I'll find out in a minute and we'll fix them. The ones I was telling you about that are going to go in here. That'll make it spin in place. Now the thrusters will have to be, they'll have to get new, we'll have to put new numbers in there. Now these are the beams. All a beam is the edge in between two nodes. If you were to take your object and go into edit mode in here, pick edge, so like that's an edge. Or look at the end. Or in wireframe mode, it's easier to see it. See, those are edges. Those are nodes or vertices. And if this thing was triangulated, those are triangles. Basically, a triangle is made of 3 nodes. A beam is made of 2 nodes. So that's what, when you see beams, you see these 2 numbers. That's what it is. It's just 2 nodes. So we'll delete the old ones. Oops. Sure, these are the old ones here. And we'll put these over there. And the triangles. See, just 3 nodes, or 3 vertices. And there they are for the exported model. Drag them over into here. Now we'll save this for now because that's all we can do for the moment. In here we just have to load this in one more program. which is the Node Jbeam editor program. So now that we saved what we just did, we can move it into here, and we can see the Jbeam model. And you have to like use the arrow keys on the right side of the keyboard to navigate in here. If you get too close, it'll clip, and you'll be inside the object. Green is the outside. Anytime you see red, that's the inside, or the back side, depending on what it is. So A19 is one of those ones that's not going to move. So what we do, we see A19 over here. I just save some time. I'll copy this and paste it right above A19, and then underneath A19, well, A20 isn't going to be fixed, so we put false. Basically, when you see something, everything that falls under it applies to what's above it, basically. And anytime something changes, there's a line that'll change, and it'll stay that until there's something else to tell it something different. They'll all assume. Now this is just a few things. There's a lot of other things that can go in here if you're making different kinds of things, but this is pretty much the most basic stuff. Alright, we'll go to the other side and see, get the other node that's going to be stationary, and that's number A6. So we go to A6, and that'll be true, and A7 and everything below will be false up until that next one. Alright, now the last thing are these reference nodes. Basically, this tells the camera where to be when it spawns, and if it was a car, which point is considered crossing the finish line first. Since there's not any nodes in the bottom, we'll have to use ones on the end. And so we'll look at this like this, and we'll say A5 is a reference node. And it's going to ask for what's behind it, beside it, and above it. That's what it's basically wanting to know. So that's A5. What's behind it? Well, the best guess would be AR12 would be behind it. Left will be all the way at the other end over there. This looks like, I can see it from here, it looks like A18. And what's directly above the reference node, A7. And that's it. Let's see if this thing works. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing, the damn thrusters. That's what makes it rotate. So think of a rocket going into space. Think of these two nodes here, AL4, AL2. This is the top of the rocket. This is where the engine is, or the exhaust is, the jet. So if I said AL4 and AL2, there'd be combustion, or like thrust coming out the bottom. It would want to rotate around that way. Does that make sense? And I'll do it exactly on the opposite side for those two. And then for the other thrust, I'll just flip it so it's backwards, so it'll blow the other way. You can put more than just two nodes, and you could put a lot of them, but you they'll end up starting to conflict with each other, and it won't do very well. AL4, AL2. On the other end is AL17. AL15. just flip them for the opposite direction. Let's put them in reverse order. That's AL2. Damn it, I forgot the mouse ain't over there. It doesn't let you type. AL2, 8, L4. AL15 and 17. And we're done. Let's load it and see what happens. Save it. Alright. Close this. And I did delete that one out of there, I think. Let me make sure. I don't want to have two Jbeams in there because they just confused. Don't know which one to load. Unpacked. Tire 2. Vehicles. Tire 2. Tire Jbeam. I can just call that tire 2. It don't matter. Or just leave it. Won't make a difference. Now the loo. This is what controls T or G pressed. This is what makes that happen. So if you just put that folder in there, then it'll work. Just copy the folder loo and put it in the folder with the vehicles where the Jbeam and the see all this stuff. There's only two places in a mod. You have the mod info, and then in the vehicles folder you got the textures, you got the DAE file, you got the Jbeam, you got the materials file that tells the materials what's what, and if you have loo scripts, then they go in there too. I believe the controller inputs go in there too, like if you're setting up controllers. I haven't started fooling with that stuff yet though. Let's see, this is right. Yeah, that shouldn't change because I haven't done anything different. This is going to use the same texture, so let's load the game and see what happens. Hopefully it'll work the first time. And like I said, use these files on my share here. Use them and modify them, and I'll put the links to that Jbeam exporter for Blender because it doesn't come with Blender. Actually, I got it on OneDrive. I can link it, and I can link the Jbeam editor program too. You have to go hunting all around the internet for it. So what level we want to try it on? I guess it doesn't matter. The interstate is not an easy one to test stuff on because it's got all them damn decals all over the place that you just have to, they just get in the way when you try to. But I guess we can do it anyway. I want to see a different map this time. I'm tired of looking at desert. I'm about to say, is it going to load? It wasn't sideways. I don't know why I did that. Alright, now since this is fixed, meaning it is got stationary vertices, you can't move it unless you're in the editor. let me check something. I don't think I applied. No, I didn't. Look at that. Shit, it's all messed up. I forgot to do something. See, that's the Jbeam. The model's not even in it. I forgot I got to apply all transforms, and I didn't set the origin to either one of them. So I'm hoping that doesn't matter. I'm just going to apply all transforms and see. I mean, it's working. It's just oriented wrong. Why is it that way and not the other way? Man, I had to do that with this too. And re-export it. Damn it, I thought I had that still open. Notepad++, I guess I don't. So basically we just have to redrag that stuff and copy it over again. Don't take long. That is what I forgot to do, is set the origin. So we just have to remove these. I mean, so far they look like they ain't changed at all, but I don't know, we'll see. Wait, that's number 6. I'll do those last. 6 and 19. Oh, that can be taken out. So 1 through 5, 7 through 18. And then 20 through 25. Alright, now put these beams back. I don't think this changed. I think I'm doing this for nothing. Where's the temp folder? Delete the temp folder stuff. I'd rather just load grid map. It loads quicker. Maybe you gotta do a lot of checking. You get irritated having to reload stuff all the time. Okay, it's fixed now. Let me pick it up off the ground. Just check, make sure it rotates. Yeah. So you can hit R and hit G, hit R again, hit G, hit R. R just stops. It's like a damn fan spinning. You put your hand up there to stop it. That's what R is, like your hand hitting it to stop it. Because if you just hit G again to stop it, it's going to take a while for it to slow down and stop on its own. But I gotta be right back, so you'll get to watch it anyway. So that thing still ain't slowed down. All right, so let's go back and load the highway. Now that we know it works. Yeah, you go to your temp folder and delete there's like two folders. There's in the temp, there's a vehicles folder that sometimes has data, and then in the root, not the mods folder, but like the root of your user folder, you'll have it in here sometimes too. Which if it's in here is if you've done something to the texture, it'll put the update in that. Anyway, let's get on with it. Leave the vehicle that way when I get out of edit mode. It doesn't send me all the way back there again. Oh yeah. Hell with it. Let's just load something different. Let's load this again. I was thinking this loads quicker, but it don't. That's the same. way for the other ones. Which I made a little tool to make the hole easier to make. It is this grid size is damn like a big block size, so it don't work that great. Which basically you just rotate it where you want a hole to be. And you go to mesh tools. Add a line down the mesh. And it basically just cuts a hole. But the way this maps, you got these big ass Minecraft blocks, you gotta move it and do it again to get one that'll accommodate that new wheel we made. And you could also like take this thing and move it up and tell it to line up the mesh. But like I said, these blocks are so large that it's frustrating trying to use that because they don't. They're pretty large blocks. Decals messing with me. Hard for me to tell what I've done. Alright. Oh yeah, fix that one. Damn, that hole ain't big enough. That damn thing takes up 2 lanes. Damn. And I got the damn axis wrong. You don't ever want to axis at the end of something. It's always better when it's like in the middle of something. It's easier to rotate stuff and move stuff. I didn't even pay attention. Like when I was in, hell, it is in the center. I don't hell, I don't understand that then. All right, let's unpause it and let's spin it. Spin it the wrong way first. Mess the damn car up, or it'll pull it underneath that, like one of them workplace accidents. And damn spindles grabbed someone and flung them around 1,000,000 times. Stuff hitting the ground. Take off softness so it's messed up. I guess it really wouldn't do much to it if you were kind of hitting it like that and just kind of skipping off of it. I don't know why I did that. I ain't thinking. I'll just spin it the other way. See somewhere. Damn, it pisses me off. Set all that shit up. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, I knew I should have packed it as a prefab. I tell you, this damn game piss you off sometimes. Damn, it'll piss you off. saved a bunch of script AI races, and apparently there's a problem. It won't load them. I just clicked to load, open the folder to load them. I'd say like 7 or 8 cars. Click the folder and check. Didn't work. That's gonna be a problem. I think there's enough room. Maybe part of a prefab. It's like digging, looking for it. This is some shit. This is just, we pick the damn place where it's not lined, the damn grid's not lined up. See what I mean? It's just like a lot of little teeth sticking out. Hell, they put it down there for. Thing's spinning good too. Making action as making that, like making one like it's a roller. Damn. This has got to be the shittiest way to move something. These arrows. It'd be so much better if you could just hotkey which damn direction you want to move something.